I'm Christine, and this is my journey to convert this into a garden. Welcome to my Garden Odyssey. Well, the rake finally died, although I think I could possibly put a screw in there or somewhere near there. But in the meantime, I thought I'd treat myself to a new rake. Seems I've had this one for about, it must be nearly 40 years now, in that condition. So anyway, now I have this amazing wolf rake. It's like a system where you can get different endings for the pole. That's pretty impressive. So I'm going to do some raking now. I'm doing some planting in another part of the garden. Sorry, I'm a bit breathless. And I need to do that because I've got a huge amount of hedgerow plants that I bought, and I was also fortunate to be successful in a bid for some hedges and trees in the Norfolk County Council scheme. So this is the hedge line that runs along the side of the common, which is in the background there. I planted an oak, which is now going to be called Dell's oak, because Dell, who walks his dog here, helped get out that huge concrete post from down there, and I've now just planted a beech tree in the gap next door and 3 wild rose. I've got some canes that came with the Norfolk County Council trees, so you can see I've got canes in there. But the hedge plants that I bought didn't come with canes, and I ordered them separately ages ago, and they still haven't come. So all the hedge plants that I've been planting out have had to take their chance. As you can see, they've not done very well. The ones that have really bent over in the foreground here are ones that I planted yesterday. I'm just hoping the canes will arrive soon so I can give them some support. And I've got a trench dug out here where I'm planting some blackthorn. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 blackthorn. I'm now going to plant those. And again, they're going to have to take their chance with the rabbit guards. And in the background there is the pond, waterless pond. It's still not taking in water, so I've got a plan B up my sleeve. Okay, time to do some more planting. I'll put some bone meal in the trench, dig it out, bury those roots, and put the rabbit guard round, and then I think that'll be me for the day. Because I think, although it's a really lovely day here, lovely sunlight, it's due to rain later. It's really windy, and I don't think these rabbit guards are going to stand up for very long. But they have to take the chance. I'm not going to straighten those other ones until I've got the bamboo canes. It's really hard work because although it looks like topsoil, it's actually clay underneath, and in parts, as in this spot just here, it's so dense and baked that it's like concrete, and that that particular one goes all the way down here, and there's a great big slab here, so I've had to leave a gap. There's also a lot of flint, but I like the flint, so I tend to pull that out and keep it. There's quite a lot of it around here. Otherwise it's just solid clay. Lovely bright morning, but I'm cold already. It's supposed to be warmer. It's supposed to be 5 degrees today, but my hands are really cold. Anyway, this morning I've been sorting through the trees and hedgerow plants that I got from Norfolk County Council, that is, and hitting them in. And I've decided I won't just plant them out. I've healed them in here. You can see all the different ones that I've got: dogwood, field maple, hawthorn, rowan, crabapple, some pear in there, and then I've got some left over with those illegible labels, and they're left over from when I bought a load of plants. So I've still got a few more of those to plant, but these are all healed in on the soil that came out of that trench over there. And I'm wondering about, when I've planted these, moving that soil back into that trench. One of the things I've discovered doing this garden is you have to make sort of instant decisions, like, what do I do with these branches here? Do I fill that trench in? At first I said I would, and then I thought probably best not. Now, 6 months on, I'm thinking, well, what was the point of not filling it in? And I guess what I'm saying is that you make some decisions and maybe they're not the right ones. But it doesn't really matter. You just go with the decision you've made. Nobody died. And it's okay to change your mind. And I might fill that in. And it may be the wrong thing to do, but my feeling is, if it's not, then it's the builders that are going to say, we wish you hadn't filled that in, but it's okay because we've got a digger and it will take us 2 minutes to dig it out again. There's a dog on the common. And if I did fill it in, it would give better access to this rear garden. If I can move around here, you can see. So there's a big pile of soil there, and you could just sort of drive in. Well, not that you drive anything in, but when they come to finally remove the concrete slabs, it would just give me an easier view of this access, and where I could plant some of those trees and hedgerow plants. So I've got oak and beech that I want to put in the back here. Pear I definitely want to put in the back here because I want this to be an orchard. But if I had that pile moved and filled into the trench, then I'd have this whole line from here across to there. It's there that I could put a hedge in eventually. So in the meantime, I'm going to think about that. I think I might fill it in, but I'll think about it. In the meantime, I've got to decide what I'm going to do with these plants. And to help me do that, I'm going to take a plan of the whole garden, but mostly this back part, and mark on it where I could put some of these trees, small urban trees, big urban trees, big wildlife trees, wildlife in the sense good for wildlife, where I could put them, and then it won't be such a random process. I definitely need more hedge filling in at the front of the garden, which is over there, on the side backing onto the common. For example, behind the shrine, I could do with a couple of hawthorn there. So I know that there's places along the hedge line I could put some of the hedgerow plants, but it's these bigger ones like the rowan and the spindle, oak and beech. I'll need to be a bit more precise about where I'm going to plant them, and some of them may go in the back there. And if I've got them on a plan, I think that'll be easier. This may be the wrong decision, but as I say, you just make a decision, go with it, and only time will tell whether it was a good one or not. I'm thinking it's going to be a good one. What a lovely morning. It's so bloody cold though. I'm out by the electricity substation again. And the hedge that I've laid is looking the worse for wear because the canes still haven't arrived. But I'm promised they will be here soon. The first lot went astray, so they're having to send out another lot, which is, they proved to be really helpful. And I need to carry on along here. So I've cleared a bit of a track here, and that's going to be the line of hedging that will meet up with that hedging there. I need to cut back that ivy, although I think trees are possibly dead. It's hard to tell. There's one on the other side of the fence there, which is absolutely covered in ivy, but it's not mine. And I'm conscious that birds love ivy, insects love ivy. I just need to reduce the amount. I don't want to get rid of it altogether, but certainly that looks like there's no live tree there. It's hard to tell, it's so high up. So for now, I'm going to dig a trench along here. I'm not going to plant because it's really hard work, so I'll do it in stages. My task this morning is to dig a trench along there. I've dug a trench along there. As you can see, it's not exactly nice topsoil, although there's occasional patches of topsoil. And I used to think I'd gardened in clay before. It's nothing compared with this. See, that's more like topsoil over here. And the reason there's so much clay, as on my boots, is because when they did the clearing of this area to dig for the treatment plant and the pond, they churned up lots of the clay and buried the topsoil. It's not a major issue because I want to create a flower meadow here, and that needs poor soil. But this is difficult. I'm going to rake out the trench as much as I can and leave it ready for planting, and hopefully, fingers crossed, the bamboo canes will come soon so that I can support the rabbit guards. Otherwise I'm going to lose all those plants. No, I don't want to think about that. Right, I'm going to rake out this as much as I can. Fortunately the soil's quite loose because it's been dug up, and it's not had the summer to bake hard. So I'm clutching at straws here. This is what it's like trying to rake clay. That's all that happens, despite having a really super duper rake. So I have to clear it out every so often. Whenever I dig here, I find lots of pieces of flint, some big, some small but interesting. And I'm always fascinated by how so much of it wears smooth. So clay on boots is a pain, but on a positive note, there's lots of wonderful flint which I'm going to keep, and I'll use as a feature in some way or other in the garden. At the back there, can you see right over the back there? Just about see the poplar bricks, and you can see through the hedge to the cricket club. So I've pulled out all these branches which are rotten, but I'm going to leave anyway, raked leaves on the soil and let the elements and animals, worms basically, use it to break down that clay a bit. So nice trench there, job achieved.